beginning of part 2, the poison pill.
And we still have 4 locations open.
Yeah, I think it's important that we start working on getting a few of these closed.
If we want to find this guy.
Yeah, let's get to work.
He looks like he should be undead based upon his, but I guess that must be a mask. If undefeated, shuffle the top card of the blessing deck into this location. Well, that's not that big of a deal. Well, he's not undead, so my holy water can't work. But I do have my longsword, so I'm going to go ahead and use my longsword.
Your new fancy
yeah,
longsword.
Thanks to you. I wouldn't have gotten it otherwise. So that'll give me a D10 plus a D8. And I get a normal +1, which actually is a... do you realize I get a plus 4? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just got to roll a 5 with this, is all I have to do, which is pretty awesome. Now, the thing is, though, if I do fail a combat check, shuffle a random monster from the box into this location, so that'll kind of stink. And I do roll plenty with a 10, and that's enough to beat the cultist. So, bye-bye, cultist. Roar. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just stop, and it's your turn. A Blessing of Shaylin, and it says discard this card to add 2 dice to a non-combat wisdom check.
Dirty blessing.
That's the birdie blessing.
A dog? Another ally. Good
What's
grief.
the dog do? Well, he's a wisdom survival 5. What's your wisdom?
6.
Okay. It says recharge this card to add 1d10 to your perception check. Discard this card to explore your location. So kind of cool, but I don't know. I mean, is he worth discarding one of your cards for to try to gain automatically?
It's recharge.
I'm sorry, recharge.
Yeah.
I say discard a lot. I know. I don't mean to.
And I'm thinking it is worth it because my armor and the amulet of life basically do the same thing. So
and he will let you.
both.
And he will let you just immediately explore.
So.
Okay, so you're going to do that. So she's going to use the location ability. And when it says, when attempting a check to acquire an ally, you may instead recharge a card to automatically acquire the ally. So, you want to use him to explore again, or you just want to be okay with what you got there?
I will explore again.
Okay. So I'll let you flip your card. Oh, well, it's a spell.
It's a spell. Oh, okay.
It took me a second to...
Yeah, it looks different.
I think that's the first time we've had a spell come up. Okay, so Sanctuary... It's a Wisdom Divine 6. Discard this card to choose a character at your location to evade a monster. Put that monster on top of the location deck. Well, that's kind of stupid. If you do not have the Divine skill, banish this card. Which you don't have the Divine skill. But you do have Wisdom, so I think you roll a D6 for that. So, if you roll a 6 with a D6, you get the card. But you're going to end up losing it, so...
Let's see.
It's a one-shot deal, basically.
I'm on fire!
Good job. Well, that's yours. That was really cool.
Sanctuary.
Do you want to use your Blessing of the Gods to explore again, or are you pretty content?
I'm content.
I wouldn't.
I don't want to use a blessing for that.
I think that's smart. Okay, so. Alright, a Blessing of Callistra that says discard this card to add 2 dice to a non-combat dexterity check. Oh my god! What is... I mean, we are really finding good stuff. So it seems like we're coming across a lot of good items. And the reason is because I took the advice of one of the viewers from the Brigandoom scenario who gave us the suggestion that because we do have the character add-on deck included inside the base set, that he said go ahead and create the 4 other character decks and that'll thin down a lot of the basic items. And as you can see, we're coming across a lot of better items because of that. So thank you. Your strength or melee die plus 1d12. You may additionally discard this card to add your unmodified strength die if you aren't proficient with weapons, which that doesn't matter. Holy moly! I have to roll a 10 with a d10. I could not possibly ask you to spend your Blessing of the Gods again. I couldn't do that.
Well, you don't have to roll a 10, right?
Well, I have to at least roll a 7.
Okay, okay.
I have to roll at least a 7 with this, and if I do, I get the GREATAXE, which is pretty freaking awesome.
What's your longsword plus 1 do? It's not as good, is it?
Well, it's a 1d8. This would allow me to add a d12.
Oh, man.
It's actually a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to use your Blessing of the Gods to aid me in this? Does
yeah.
Will he aid me or anything else aid me by any chance? I don't think...
no. I'm thinking, though, that it's worth it because...
It's pretty awesome.
you know, I mean, that's what we play for, is to get upgraded, right? I mean...
Well, my thing about it is, when we get weapons like this, I'm not so scared about fighting the monsters and worrying about needing those for those, you know? So you're going to...
We'll do it. We'll do it.
I hope I don't fail you. 6, 7, 8, 9. I just need a 1. There you go. Boom. Thank you. Wonder Twin Powers.
And you wouldn't have gotten it without it.
No,
either,
I would not have. And I would have been 1 short, which really would have disappointed me. So, I'm thinking I'll just replace my Amulet of the Mighty Fist with it because I am done with my turn. And the reason I'll replace the Amulet of the Mighty Fist because I do have my Holy Water that I can use for something undead if I need to. So, alright, you have a normal Blessing of the Gods. And you are getting really low on your deck. So, oh, there we go. Alright, so this is the Poison Trap. This is the Henchman. And it says Dexterity Disable 5. If undefeated, discard the top card of your deck. Then each character at this location must succeed at a Constitution or Fortitude 7 check or be dealt 1d4 minus 1 poison damage. What is your Constitution Fortitude, just in case?
D6.
So you will not be able to meet the requirement if you fail this check. So you fail this check, that's it.
Okay, well I only have to roll a 3.
With a d12, correct?
Yeah.
Pretty darn good odds. Let's see what happens.
Come on.
Don't roll a 1, don't roll a 1, don't roll a 1, don't roll a 1. Oh my god, no!
I shouldn't have said 1.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. You can't do the Fortitude check, obviously.
Yeah.
You only roll a d6. Alright, so you are dealt... If undefeated, discard the top card of your deck. So discard the top card of your deck.
No! Oh, that stinks. It's my dagger.
Oh, okay. Then each character's location, you must roll a d4, and it'll be a minus 1.
Don't roll a 1. See, maybe it'll
Now
work.
you roll 4. Okay, so it's 1 damage, actually, because it's 1d4 minus 1 poison damage. So, that's what I would do. What's the purpose?
I don't need that. Okay.
Yeah. That really stinks. So, I guess this just gets shuffled back in. So.
Okay, well maybe I'll get somebody that helps me with something that helps me with dexterity now.
Wow. I mean, if you can't overcome that, what's the chances I can overcome it? Alright, so here I go. A Blessing of DESNA, which says discard this card to add 2 dice to a check to recharge a card. Alright, so let's see what I got. A Potion of Fortitude. Well, that's what I threw back in the box to keep my Amulet of the Mighty Fist. Hey, but actually, at least that poison thing, if I do get this, that poison trap can't hurt me as much, hopefully, because it would automatically let me succeed at a Fortitude check.
Nice.
So. Okay, so I need an Intelligence Craft 4. Well, my Intelligence is a D6, so let's see what happens. I got it.
Ooh, and you
All
roll a
right.
6.
I sure
That's
did.
the best D6 die ever. I use that one all the time.
The only problem is I can only hold 4 cards, and I'd have to end my turn. You know, I don't think I need this longsword, to be honest with you. I feel like I got enough weapons.
I agree.
I think I'll hang on to that. The reason I went ahead and discarded the sword instead of recharging it is because the wording on my character says when you play a weapon, you may recharge it instead of discarding. So I didn't technically play it. Blessing of Shaylin. And there it is again.
Yes.
Okay, so, alright, Carmen, you know what you got to do.
Well,
you need to roll a 1. No, you've got it this time. I swear you're going to do it this time. You've got it this time, and I know you do. If you don't do it, then if you don't make this, then I'm sorry. Don't roll a 1, don't roll a 1, don't roll a 1, don't roll a 1. Yeah!
Got it.
just real quick, her Blessing of ERASTIL would have added 2 extra dice to a dexterity-based combat check.
That's not a combat.
But this ain't combat, so yeah. Okay,
so it would have kind of been wasted to just add 1 die.
Okay, so that goes away, and now you get to attempt to close this location down, if I'm correct, which means that you would have to banish a card from your hand. Ah! Do the Potion of Hiding. Too bad you didn't have that stupid Sanctuary still.
Okay. Yeah.
You might as well. It's because, I mean, that really doesn't help you that much anyways.
No, you have to banish it when you use it.
Yeah,
so.
and I mean, you can evade regardless. So the village is closed! Wonder Twin Powers activate.
Woo!
Alright, so that would end your turn. correct?
Yep.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and draw back up? And
Oh, okay.
I'll go ahead and flip over for me. The Blessing of Torag. Discard this card to add 2 dice to a non-combat strength test. So, uh-oh! I got me a poison trap now. Okay, well, good thing I have my Potion of Fortitude just in case if I fail at this, because my dexterity is only a D8. So, I do not have as great of a chance to succeed in this as what you did. So, let's see what happens. And you could do that if you wanted to add 2 more D8s to me.
What are you trying to roll? 5?
I have to get a 5 with a D8. It's only a 50% shot for me. If I fail, no matter what, I'll be able to evade it.
I don't want to use my blessing on that, honestly. I've already used so many.
Okay. Oh!
Told ya.
Okay, so summon and defeat a bandit henchman. That's what I have to do. So let's get a bandit henchman. And, okay, so bandit henchman, you are going to get your tail handed to you. There's no way you can beat me. I'm too awesome. Because I am going to use my GREATAXE. Okay, so for your combat, reveal this card to roll your strength or melee 1 plus 1d12. So I automatically get a d10. That'll give me a d12. You may additionally discard this card to add your unmodified strength dice. So that could add an additional d10 if I wanted to. But all I need to do is get a 5.
Oh, and yeah? A 5, huh?
Yeah, because I got a natural D3 or natural plus 3 with my strength, so all I need is a 5 with these two. And there's an 8, and there's a 6. So plenty. We beat the bandit.
Bandit.
So we have no effect when it's permanently closed. So we'll go ahead and just flip that over as well. Oh goodness! Look, there was a shadow in there too. Good thing I had that magic sword. I could have gotten him. Yeah, there was a couple of other little neat cards too, allies. I never did meet one. Okay, so, all right, we've got 2 locations left to go.
Yes.
And we know that he's either here or here, obviously. And why don't we count how many cards we have in our blessing deck before we proceed? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cards left here. So we've burned up 14 turns, and this will be turn 15 for you. So a Blessing of ERASTIL, which is discard this card to add 2 dice to a dexterity-based combat check. So, so why did you pick the general store?
Because it says if you encounter anything other than armor, item, or weapon, after the exploration, you may explore again. So I thought we would probably get through this location quicker.
Okay.
So that's
I think it's a grand idea.
Potion of Glibness.
Okay. So you have to do an intelligence craft of 4. What's your intelligence?
6.
Are you sure? I thought it was a 4.
Intelligence is a 4. It's
yeah,
a 4.
because I remembered that mine was a 6.
I was thinking it was the same as wisdom.
Okay, so you have to roll a 4 with a 4. You can do it. I'm special.
I don't really need that potion.
I wouldn't worry about it. Just see what you roll and just leave it at that. I wouldn't worry about it at all.
Because I could use this blessing.
No.
No, now listen. It matches. So I would recharge it instead of discarding it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
That's actually kind of neat.
Yeah, but who cares?
But I don't need that.
No, I would just roll. You're fine. I didn't even know that. Ah, you got it!
Got it anyway.
But the problem is, what are you going to do with it? That's kind of awesome, man. Wow. We've had some serious...
Well, I could... No, he would have to be discarded.
I like him.
I
He's cool. He's got a toad on his head. And I want that saber-tooth tiger.
Okay, so I'll just discard it.
Are you all done?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and flip over my blessing, which is another Blessing of Callistra, which says discard this card to add 2 dice to a non-combat dexterity check. Okay, now the town square. Now, keep in mind, I may not go here because that would stunt you in case if you did run into a monster. Plus, we may want to divide and conquer anyways to see if we can locate this guy. So, this says you may discard a card from your hand to explore during your turn. This card may not be recharged. When closing, I would have to banish a card from my hand. So, yeah, I'll just head over here. So, let's see what I got. A Burglar. Okay, so he is a Dexterity Strength 7 or Charisma Diplomacy 6. And he says, recharge this card to add 1d10 to your stealth or disable check or your check to defeat a barrier. Well, that's kind of cool. But if I do not acquire this card, discard 1 weapon or item. Ugh. So I really need to succeed. And I have to thank my friend Keith Collins for pointing it out that he made sure that I remembered that at the bottom here, that if the burglar, if you do not succeed, then yes, you do lose the item, because we forgot that the first time we played, and he wrote to me to remind me that that's the case. So, okay, so my charisma is a D6, and my diplomacy is a +2. So I need to roll a 4 with this, and if I do, I'll acquire him. If I don't, I will lose either my potion of fortitude or my holy water. And I got him!
We are rocking the D6.
Yes, we are.
All
So
right.
the thing about it is, I would rather hang on to these 2 potions, and I'd rather hang on to my weapons. So I will just, and I can't use him to explore again. So that kind of stinks.
Oh, well, he's stupid.
Yeah, so that'll end my turn.
Allies should allow you to explore again.
Okay, so you have a Blessing of DESNA, which says discard this card to add 2 dice to a check to recharge a card. So let's see what you got. Ooh!
A Hellhound.
Okay, well, he is a combat checks 10, and it says add 1 to the checks to defeat the Hellhound with the cold trait. Okay, so I'm not quite following that.
Add
Oh,
1
I see.
die
If you had a weapon with the cold trait.
If I had the cold trait.
Okay,
yeah.
so after the encounter, the Hellhound deals 1 fire damage to each character at this location.
Oh.
Yeah, so definitely don't lose, because otherwise you're going to take a lot of damage.
So I'm definitely going to get 1 damage, though. That
No matter
stinks.
what, you're going to get 1. But you've got enough that you're going to be able to prevent.
Yeah, okay. It's a combat. I got to roll a 10.
Plus your D12.
So I will use my heavy crossbow and a D10.
Okay. And then you are by yourself. Keep that in mind, so you can recharge a card if you like for an additional D6. I would do probably the Holy Candle if you're going to do anything.
Yeah, we don't really need the Holy Candle yet, so...
The only other problem is that you're going to have to... You're going to take 1 damage no matter what, but the Amulet of Life will be able to take that. So, yeah, kind of stinks, but I'd rather you not take any extra damage. Boom! Wow! 26?
You are dead.
I think...
Heavy crossbow between the eyes.
Yeah, because after the encounter, he deals 1 fire damage, so...
Bye-bye, you little one. Okay.
Alright, so you're all done?
If you encounter anything other than an armor, an item, or a weapon, you may explore again.
Well, it sounds like you get to explore again, then. Another!
Oh,
Wow!
No. Okay.
Well, that's okay, because you held on to that. So, okay, we have the Warlord, and it says the difficulty to defeat the Warlord is increased by the adventure deck, which that's no big deal, but we subtract 1 from each die rolled from your check to defeat the Warlord. So, definitely use your heavy crossbow. I am so pleased with all these weapons we have now. I feel like we're actually doing something.
Okay, so I actually need an 11 because it would subtract 2.
Yeah. And you are by yourself again.
Yeah.
And that is the last monster in this location, unless you run into the big guy, the villain. But you can evade him.
See, the thing is, if I use this and add 2 dice, then I'm going to subtract 4 from my roll. And I'm like,
Yeah,
why
but
would
you're
I
gonna
want to do that?
Yeah, and well, now to think about it, we remember the last time you rolled 3 D12s, and it was the big, wow, like the worst roll I've ever seen.
I'm better off rolling less dice. I don't know. It's just a thought.
Well, your potential here is 22, and you need basically to get an 11. So it's only a little bit better than 50%.
Yeah.
I don't like them odds.
Well,
I would do that. I really would. So you just roll that 3 times.
I'll just go ahead and roll that, and then
Okay.
we'll roll one of them once. Okay, so bye-bye, blessing. But what else am I going to use it for?
Well, that's just
what
it.
it's for. Okay.
Come on, hon. Okay, so 9, 10, 16. Subtract 3.
That's 13.
So
and
that's
roll
enough.
Again,
Yep. So you've got plenty.
Goodbye.
Which even if you did roll again, it doesn't matter if you rolled a 1 because you did beat him with enough because you had 1 extra. So okay, so that means you get to explore again too. Now you may.
I want to?
That's what I was going to say. Do you want to? I mean, recharge this card to add 3 with the fire to a combat check. Well, I mean, you've got plenty of ammo and stuff, and there's no monsters unless it's the villain, and you can just evade him. I'd definitely explore.
Magic chainmail. Woo!
Okay, so it says a Constitution Fortitude 3. Oh my god, I wish I was over there. What is your Constitution's a D6?
D6.
Oh my god. Recharge this card to reduce combat damage dealt to you by 2. Banish this card to reduce all damage dealt to you to 0 if you are proficient with heavier blah 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 blah. Hey, that's pretty cool. So,
are you proficient with heavy armors?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man, it'd be nice if I could get this for you.
If you could, that'd be fantastic. But if you don't, it's okay. And you didn't.
Sorry.
But that's okay. No big deal.
Bye bye.
Yeah, it happens. Okay. Alright, a Blessing of Callistra, which says discard this card to add 2 dice to a non-combat dexterity check. Ooh, a large chest. Ooh, it's Pamela Anderson. That was stupid, I know. Okay, so it says a Strength Melee 10. The difficulty to defeat the berry is increased by the adventure deck, which that's nothing. If defeated, add 1d4 random weapons from the box to your hand. If undefeated, I may banish. So I will roll a d10, and I have to get at least a 7. And if I do, I get to get weapons. And I rolled a 1.
Well, we've been getting good weapons anyway.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking let's just banish it because I'd rather make sure we don't run out of time versus trying to go for more weapons. So, all right. So you may discard a card from your hand to explore. I wonder if I should do that. Do you think we're at that stage? I mean,
nah.
Don't worry. Okay, so we've got this. We've got 11 cards, 12 counting this. So, okay, so that's going to do it for part 2 of the poison pill.
And we have 2 locations closed.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, I feel like that we've got everything under control pretty well.
Oh yeah, and we're finding great weapons.
Yeah.
I feel like this is really a role-playing game now.
Yeah,
you know?
it's exciting. It's exciting. So we should be having part 3 up. Sorry on the delay on this one. We had some stuff happen over the weekend, but part 3 will be up probably in about 2-3 days. So look forward to that one coming out soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Does that account for something?
Howdy, 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 howdy. Howdy, 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 hi.
Howdy, 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 hi.
Howdy, 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 ho.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Okay. Don't roll a 1, don't roll a 1, don't roll a 1.
Don't.
Yeah! You did, silly.
Yeah!
Alright, so that's going to end the second part of the poison pill.
And I don't remember what to say.